Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari, Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Dhari, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari, Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari, Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe, Jai Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe, Jai Nitai Sacinandana Gaura Hari, 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupat Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtotra Shri Srimati Sri Grace Shri Aisi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Mathura Dham ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki Jai. Yamuna Mai ki Jai. Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Samved Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarane. Sarvam Shri Krishna Pranastu Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 10, Vibhuti Vitsar Yoga, which is the opulence of the Absolute. Text 21 to 25, 5 verses. So, the 21st was Adityanam Aham Vishnur.
Adityanam Aham Vishnu.
Jyotisham Raviram Shuman.
Jyotisham Raviram Shuman.
Marichir Marutamasmi.
Marichir Marutamasmi.
Nakshatranam Aham Shashi.
Nakshatranam Aham Shashi.
Word by word, Adityanam,
Adityanam
of the Adityas.
of the Adityas.
Aham, I am, Vishnu,
Vishnu,
the Supreme Lord.
the Supreme Lord.
Jyotisham,
of
all luminaries.
all luminaries.
Ravi, the sun. Amshuman,
Anshuman,
radiant. Marichi, Marutam, of the Maruts.
of the Maruts.
Asmi, I am. Nakshatranam, of the stars. Aham, I am. Shashi, the moon. Translation: of the Adityas,
The Adityas.
I am Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Of lights, I am the radiant sun.
The radiant sun.
Of the Maruts,
Of the Maruts.
I am Marichi.
Marichi.
And among the stars,
And among the stars.
I am the moon.
The moon.
So basically, as we know, this chapter is Vibhuti Vistar Yoga, which means Krishna is talking about his opulences. And it's interesting, we are discussing this particular verse on the eve of Janmashtami, Krishna's birth or appearance. So this is, one of the things about the Lord is that Krishna says Ajopi, he is actually unborn. Ajopi son avyayatma, bhutanam ishwaropi san, prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavam yatma maya. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita that although he is unborn, Ajopi means unborn. So the Lord is unborn, and we as an eternal part and parcel of the Lord are also unborn. Like in the sense that the birth that takes place is for the body. It is not for the soul. The soul never takes birth, the soul never dies. So what takes birth and what dies is due to the false ego that we have. So with the false ego, ahankara, with the false ego, we think that because I want to maintain this particular material existence, and it's all at the end of the day, it is my desire. Whatever me as an individual living entity, whatever I desire, the Lord is that. That is what is called Anumanta. One of the words that describes Krishna is Anumanta. Anumanta means he is giving the permission. So if a living entity has got the desire to remember Krishna, then Krishna will give the permission. You can remember me. And then we are in a very blissful condition of life. It is not dependent on anything external. It is totally independent. Why it is independent? Because we are established in that truth. This is what is called Satchid Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. So the Sat property is there in terms of, so when we say existence, existence is not an existence which changes. It is an existence which never changes. It is very difficult to understand that in our material existence. Because in material existence, what happens is everything is constantly changing. Every moment there is change. Like the cells in our body, every moment it is changing. There are some new cells that are getting created. There are some old cells that are getting destroyed. And then constantly the change is happening. So that means whatever constantly changes, that means it is asat. It is not sat. Sat means that which never changes. And it's really difficult to understand that when we are in this material existence. Because the whole premise of material existence is it constantly changes. It is not that it is never changes, it is constantly changing. So therefore, achintya khalu ye bhava natam starkena yojaye. It is mentioned in Mahabharata. Vedavyasa mentions that this achintya, so this understanding of what Krishna is mentioning in Bhagavad-Gita, it cannot be understood by the material mind. Because material mind has got its limits. How is it limited? Because the material mind can only grasp material things. It cannot grasp something that is purely spiritual. So we are in a, but how can we grasp spiritual? Sevor mukhe jivhadao swayameva surati adha. What Krishna says is, it is mentioned in the scriptures, Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhave drahyam indriyai. Everything related to Krishna. For example, Krishna's appearance. Krishna is coming as in his Satchidananda form, in his form which exists eternally, Sat, Chit, which is pure consciousness and Ananda, full of bliss. There is no, so the concept in this material existence is the body is asat. Why it is asat? Because as we established, the definition of sat means it never changes, but body is constantly changing, right? So body is asat. Body itself does not have any consciousness because when I die, the body is still existing. So what is the difference between me as a living person and me as a dead person? The difference is consciousness. So that is achit. Body by itself does not have any consciousness, and body by itself is nirananda. It does not have any bliss by itself. So everything is coming because of the part and parcel of Krishna that is there within us. This is what is Jiva Bhuta. The living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. So it's important that on the auspicious occasion we try and understand this. And it's really interesting that we have come to this particular verse on this particular day, because here it is really important when we discuss about, one of the things is there are different stages in terms of realization. So initially one has to understand the greatness of the Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samandita. So initially one needs to understand that everything is emanating from Krishna. That because everything is emanating from Krishna, all the things are non-different from Him. Because everything is, one of the examples that is given is that of a spider. A spider, it creates a web, right? Where is the web coming from for the spider? It is coming from its own secretion. So basically, it is it is from its own body that it is creating its home. And then it can, so if someone takes away the web of the spider can again create the web, right? So this is a metaphor to understand that the whole universe is coming from the Lord. So if we try and understand that, then one can always remember Krishna. And in these verses, what Krishna is helping us to understand is that anything which is splendid, anything which we see splendid in this material world, we might see some person having an extreme wonderful talent, a wonderful singer, a wonderful actor, or a wonderful whatever in their field, scientist. Whenever we see any kind of splendor in this material world, अथवा भवनेतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्णभ्याम idam krishnam ekamshena sthito jagat. So Krishna says that it's just a fragment of my power. So if we see something great in someone or some beautiful scenery, we go and we see wonderful scenery, immediately we can remember the Lord. So every moment we can remember the Lord. So this is what the Vibhuti Vistar Yoga is teaching us. So in this particular verse, Krishna is mentioning Adityanam Aham Vishnu. So basically there are Dwadasha Aditya. Now Aditya means the sons of Aditi. So Kashyapa has two wives, Aditi and Diti. So the sons that have been born from Aditi are called Adityas, and they are the Devas. And the sons that are born from Diti are called Daityas, and they are the demons. So basically the father is the same. That's why, even if you look at the demons, they might have some properties which are you can see them as nice characteristics, because this is what it is. Here Krishna is saying that of all the Adityas, I am Vishnu, and the Vishnu here is referring to Vamana avatar. So we've got Dashavata of the Lord, 10 avatars. Matsya, initially as a fish, as Satyavrata Muni. So this is a wonderful thing about the Lord. He can appear in any species of life, but he will still remain transcendental. This is the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the fish incarnation Matsya, then there is Kurma the tortoise. There is so basically the Manthan, the Samudra Manthan has to happen. The Daityas and the Adityas, the Devas and Asuras, they're doing the Samudra Manthan, and the Mount Meru is there, and Vasuki is used as a churning rope, the snake. And then the Mount Meru is there. And then what happens is, because there is no solid surface, it starts going down. So Krishna Vishnu is taking incarnation as the Kurma, the tortoise, and then the mountain is on the tortoise. So they are able to do the churning. And so this is a wonderful Leelas of Krishna, Vishnu. So Matsya, Kurma, then there is Varaha. Varaha is the boar incarnation. Boar incarnation is when Hiranyaksha is trying to Prithvi Devi, he's trying to meddle with Prithvi Devi and putting it into the ocean, and Varaha Deva is taking on Prithvi Devi on the tusk, and Varaha Deva kills Hiranyaksha. And so Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, then we have Narsimha. And Narsimha, the fourth incarnation, where Hiranyakashipu, the brother of Hiranyaksha, he wants to take revenge. And he says that Vishnu is my enemy, I want to kill Vishnu. No one should worship Vishnu. Everyone should say, Om Hiranyakshaya Namah. So this is the nature of the demons. And demons, unfortunately, this is what is Jagadahur Anishwaram. Asatyam Apratishtamte Jagadahur Anishwaram. Kim Anyat Kama Haitukam. So one of the unfortunate situations of the demoniac tendencies is, they say that there is no Lord, there is no, I am the Lord. So the arrogance comes in. And because of that arrogance, this is what is Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. Krishna mentions, why does he personally come? the reason. One of the first reasons is whenever there is discrepancy in execution of religious principles. For example, Hiranyakashipu was unfortunately being cruel to the saintly people who were not doing anything. They were harmless people. They were just praying for the well-being of everyone. And Hiranyakashipu was unnecessarily being cruel to them and killing them and all those things. This is adharma. So whenever there is a rise in this adharma, yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. So Krishna says, I personally come in. Paritranaya sadhunam. So to deliver the saintly people. Because the saintly people are in a difficult condition, so he comes and delivers. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. And to destroy all the dushkrita, all the sinful people who are doing sinful activities. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. So these are the three things why Krishna comes. So first of all, that there is the irreligion is spreading, so he comes to re-establish the religious principles, deliver the saintly people, and annihilate the miscreants. Vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In every yuga, the Supreme Personality. So this is what we are doing. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, and then there is Vamana. So this is what is. So Vamana Dev incarnated as son of Kashyapa and Aditi. So he is one of the 12 Adityas, Vamana Dev. So Vamana Dev was because so basically Prahlad Maharaj was there, right? Because of Prahlad Maharaj, Narsimha Dev incarnated. Prahlad Maharaj was the son of Hiranyakashipu and Kayadu. So Prahlad Maharaj's grandson is Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj, even though he's a devotee of the Lord, but the Lord, in order to do his Leela, to show how great a devotee Bali Maharaj is, that was the reason for Vamana Dev's appearance. And that is what is, what Krishna is mentioning here. Vishnu, Adityanam Aham Vishnu. So this is what is meant. So he incarnated as Vamana Dev, who is the son of Kashyapa and Aditi. And that is what. So this Vishnu here means Vamana Dev. Right? So Adityanam Aham Vishnu. And then the next one is Jyotisham Ravi Anshubham. So among all types of light, I am the light that is coming from the sun. Because we know, right? Sun's light is amazing in that sense. It's kind of amazing in the sense that, and even even the whole concept of us being in this Earth planet, right? So in terms of this particular body, Earth is a conducive planet to be. Why? Because this body is mainly based on the Earth platform. What do I mean? There is Bhumi, Apa, Anala, Vayu, Kham. There is Earth, water, fire, air, and space. So the main thing about this body is, even though we say blood is there and water is there, water seems to have we've got quite a lot of water in our body. This is another interesting thing to understand. It is about you see, generally we talk about astrology and all, right? And astrology, when there is full moon, there is high tide, and when there is no moon, there is low tide. So what does it mean? There is moon which is so far from us, but the depending on what the moon's how moon is, the ocean has got an influence on it. The high tide and low tide is coming. Our body mostly is composed of water. The water element. That's why this astrology, if it is done in a proper way, based on the Vedic Siddhanta, it is scientific. How the planets are situated, that has an effect on how we operate in this particular body. So this is all just an understanding of. in this particular verse, Krishna is saying like light. You can light different types of fire, but the most wonderful fire is that coming from the sun, and that is what Krishna is saying. Jyotisham Ravi Amshuman, and then Marichir Marutam Asmi. So the maruts are the different types of wind that we have. So among all the different types of winds that exist, Krishna says, I am Marichi, which is very prominent among that. And Nakshatrana Aham Shashi, the last one here, this particular verse. So basically, Krishna has talked about 4 different elements here, right? The first element is about among all the Adityas, among all the, if you want to say demigods in that sense, he is the Vamanadev. Among the light, he is the sun. Among the Maruts, the different types of winds, he is the Marichi. And the last one, Nakshatrana Maham Shashi. Among all the stars, this is like a metaphor. So sometimes if you want to, if you try to use signs in here, we might get confused. But here you can think this as a metaphor. What is the metaphor here? If you look at the night sky, there will be lots of stars, but it's the moon that takes the highlight, right? It's not to say that moon is also a star. It's to say that in the night sky, what is the highlight of the night sky? The moon, right? That is wonderful. When there is a full moon, it's just amazing to see that view. So this is what is meant. So Krishna is saying that in that night sky, among all the stars, the moon is what the Lord is. So the opulence, so this is what he is talking about, the Vibhuti Vistar. So next we go to the verse 22. Vedanam Samavedosmi
Vedanam Samavedosmi
Devanam Asmi Vasavah
Devanam Asmi Vasavah
Indriyanam Manaschasmi
Indriyanam Manaschasmi
Bhutanam Asmi Chetana
Bhutanam Asmi Chetana.
What about Vedanam?
Vedanam
Of all the Vedas.
of all the Vedas.
Samaveda.
Samaveda
The Samaveda.
the Samaveda.
Asmi.
Asmi
I am.
I am.
Devanam.
Devanam
Of all the demigods.
of all the demigods.
Asmi.
Asmi
I am.
I am.
Vasava.
Vasava
The heavenly king.
the heavenly king.
Indriyanam.
Indriyanam
Of all the senses.
of all the senses.
Manaha.
Mana
The mind.
the mind.
Cha.
Cha
Also.
also.
Asmi.
Asmi
I am.
I am.
Bhutanam.
Bhutanam
Of all living entities.
of all living entities.
Asmi.
Asmi
I am.
I am.
Chetana.
Chetanam
The living force.
the living force.
Translation of the Vedas.
Of the Vedas.
I am the Samaveda.
I am the Samaveda.
Of the demigods.
Of the demigods.
I am Indra.
I am Indra,
The king of heaven.
the king of heaven.
Of the senses.
Of the senses
I am the mind.
and the mind.
And in living beings.
And in living beings.
I am the living force.
I am the living force.
Consciousness.
Consciousness.
Okay, so this is another one. Vedanam Samaved Vedosmi. So this is the first another Vibhuti Krishna is talking about. So you got Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva. So these are the 4 Vedas we have. Chaturveda. So interesting. You got in surnames, right? In India, you got surnames. You got Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi, right? It's interesting. So basically, the lineage of these people would probably be in such a way that these people are proficient in 2 Vedas. So they are Dvivedi. Proficient in 3 Vedas, Trivedi, Chaturvedi, proficient in 4 Vedas, all the 4 Vedas. Interesting, right? So you got all these surnames, and we can understand, how these surnames are coming. So when the earlier generations, right? but it's all gone now, right? There is no the Vedic education and everything else, except there are some some places where it is being continued. For example, if you look at say Tirupati, Tirupati has got these Vedic kind of institutions where some of the parents actually choose their kids to actually go into those Vedic institutions from childhood, and they actually get this knowledge and they become very proficient in the Vedic knowledge. It's amazing, even in this so-called stage age, the Kali Yuga, people are still trying to follow this, which is quite amazing. But then it's good that there is some kind of linking as well associated here, because what happens is when these kids are going into these places, it's like ashram literally. In the Kali Yuga, this is like an ashram. Interesting thing is when they actually become proficient, they can live a nice life as well, and there is good bit of salary and everything which is being provided as well. So they should. So basically, they don't need to be worried about how I'll be sustaining myself. If I have family, how I'll sustain all those things. They don't need to worry. This is so basically here in this particular line, Vedanam Samavedosmi. So Rig, Sama, Yajur and Atharva. They've got 4 Vedas. One other thing about Samaveda that is mentioned is it is more based on the mantras are based on music. And there is a music element to it. And music is pleasing to everyone, right? So that is why Krishna is talking about Vedanam Samavedosmi, because there is a music element and then music is pleasing to everyone. So from that regard, Krishna is Samaveda among the Vedas. Then the next is Devanam Asmi Vasava. So among Deva, so basically Adityanam Aham Vishnu. In the previous verse we had talked about Krishna saying Aditya means the sons of Aditi. And this Deva means you got Indra, Chandra, Varuna, like Rudra, it will come later, in terms of Lord Shiva. But here, among all the Devas, Indra is called the king of the Devas. Indradev. And one of the things about our existence in this material universe is that everyone would have been Indra at a certain point in their incarnation. It's kind of amazing, the number of lives that we would have lived and the number of different positions that we would have taken is quite amazing. But this is like a very difficult thing in the material existence. There is actually a story in the Puranas that Indra actually gets cursed to take birth as a pig by a rishi. So basically, Indra's life is just amazing life. You can just not compare with our lives here, because we've got a very short life. In this life, we have diseases, we have old age, we have so many problems. The heavenly planet, which is the Devaloka, one of the things about the Devaloka is that the life is quite vast, and then you don't have those diseases and old age and all those things. So, and just being in that situation, somehow he gets cursed by the rishi. He becomes a pig in the material world. And the Puranic story goes like that they kind of remind him that, you're Indra, you can become Indra again. And he says, no, I'm happy being pig. So this is the nature of this material existence. That whatever body we get, we become so much attached to it. It's just unbelievable. This is what is Maya. The Maya means, Ma means not, and Ya means this. That is what is Maya. So basically, what is happening is that I get this particular body, and then I become so much attached to this body that I think that this is the only existence I have. And I just want to hold on to this by whatever. That's why when the time for the death is coming, I don't want to die, because I'm so much attached to this particular body. But if we have this Brahma Vidya, this Adhyatma Jnana, what is it Brahma Vidya? the understanding that I am never born and I will never die. Then when death comes or any kind of difficulties come, we know that, this is just like a cloth. This is not, it is such a liberating knowledge. This adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam etad jnanam iti proktam yadato abhyanam anyatha. Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita that the real knowledge, I declare that the real knowledge is the knowledge of the self. Everything else is ignorance. Like any other knowledge that we gain in this material world is based on a subject. Right? So if you're looking at, say, mathematics is based on something, some counting, right? It's all based on external, objective. If you take physics again is based on external objects. Chemistry, again, the chemicals coming in touch with each other. Biology, based on body. Everything, whatever knowledge we talk about in this material world is based on the object. But no one talks about the subject. The subject is we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. And that is what Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita. That is the Adhyatma Jnana. That will also come up in the later. So this is what? So, Devanam Asmi Vasava, Indriyanam Manaschasmi. The third one in this verse, Krishna is saying that among the senses, I am the mind. And this is what? Mind is called Manaha Shashtani Indriyani. So we've got the sense of seeing eyes, the sense of smelling nose, the sense of tasting tongue, the sense of hearing ears, and then the sense of touch skin. So we've got all these 5 senses. But the king of these senses is the mind. Why? Because wherever the mind is, there I am. It's not where the senses is, there I am. My body has got all these senses, and the wonderful thing about the mind is that the mind can be wherever we want the mind to be. Sometimes it goes out of our control, and when does it go out of our control? When we are engaging in an activity which we don't like. If we are forcefully trying to engage in some activity, we'll physically be there, but we won't be there mentally. So basically, where is the interest coming from? The interest is coming from the mind. So that's why when someone engages in an activity which they like, they don't realize how much time has passed. Why? Because the mind is so much immersed in that activity that we forget the passage of time. But if someone doesn't like an activity, and if they're doing that activity, every moment will seem like an age. It will seem like the time is not going at all. Why? Because the mind is not there. So that's why Krishna says, among the Indriyanam Manaschasmi, among the senses, I am the mind. So the mind, so this is, and one of the things about the mind is that it's not something that you can see. Like all the other senses you can see, right? Like eyes can be seen, ears can be seen, tongue, everything can be seen, but the mind cannot be seen. But mind is the major, it is a controller of all the senses. So that's why Krishna says, Indriyanam Manaschasmi, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. The last one, Krishna is talking about, among all the living entities, I am the consciousness. So this is again an important thing, because there is no meaning of living entities unless there is consciousness. If the consciousness is gone, the body starts decomposing. There is no value to this body. Right? The real value to the body comes because I have consciousness. So that's why Krishna says, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. So very beautiful, the 22nd verse. Now we go to the 23rd verse. Rudranam Shankarashchasmi.
Rudranam Shankarashchasmi.
Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam.
Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam.
Vasunam Pavakaschasmi.
Vasunam Pavakaschasmi.
Meru Shikharinamaham.
Meru Shikharinamaham.
So the word Rudranam,
Rudranam,
of all the Rudras,
of all the Rudras,
Shankara,
Shankara,
Lord Shiva,
Lord Shiva,
Cha, also, Asmi,
Asmi,
I am,
I am,
Vitta Isha,
Vitta Isha,
the Lord of the treasury,
the Lord of the treasury
of the demigods,
of the demigods,
Yaksha Rakshasam,
Yaksha Rakshasam,
of the Yakshas and Rakshasas,
of the Yakshas and Rakshasas,
Vasunam,
Vasunam,
of the Vasus,
of the Vasus,
Pavaka,
Pavaka,
fire,
fire,
Cha,
Cha,
also,
also,
Asmi,
Asmi,
I am,
I am,
Meru,
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 Shikarinam,
Shikarinam,
of all mountains,
of all mountains,
Aham,
Aham,
I am.
I am,
Translation, of all the Rudras,
of all the Rudras,
I am Lord Shiva,
I am Lord Shiva,
of the Yakshas
of the Yakshas
and Rakshasas,
and Rakshasas,
I am the Lord of wealth,
I am the Lord of wealth,
Kuvera,
Kuvera,
of the Vasus
of the Vasus,
and fire,
and fire,
Agni,
Agni,
and of mountains,
and of mountains,
I am Meru.
I am Meru.
Right, so again, there are four of these different areas, and Krishna is saying who he is in those four different areas. So the first is Rudranam Shankarash Chasmi. There are the Rudras. Rudras are the different incarnations of Lord Shiva. So in that, Krishna says, I am Shankara. Rudranam Shankarash Chasmi. Because Shankara is the prominent among all the Rudras. Ekadasha Rudra. Then Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. Here Vitta Isha. Vitta means the money and Isha means the Lord. So among the Lord of the money, Krishna is saying he is the Kuvera. So Kuvera is described. It's kind of interesting. Kuvera is considered as a brother of Ravana as well in that sense. Actually, the Pushpaka Viman, that airplane that Ravana had, he actually snatched it from Kubera. He had gone to his. It was Kubera's Vimana, Pushpaka Vimana. But Ravana was so much. Again, it's unfortunate. But again, here Ravana had some good qualities as well. So here he is. Again, in that sense, his father is a rishi, and the mother has got the Daitya thing. So that's why he's got in that situation. And we see, one of the he has one of the main shlokas in Lord Shiva's praise that is written by Ravana. So basically, in that sense, he is. And if you look at it from the perspective of what has happened in the Vaikuntha Loka, in the Vaikuntha Loka, the four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanata, Sanatana and Sanananda, there are four Kumaras who wanted to go and see Vishnu, and then there was Jaya and Vijaya, the doorkeepers. They did not allow them to see Lord Vishnu. And then the four Kumaras gave the curse to Jaya and Vijaya. That's how Jaya and Vijaya got born as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and then Shishupala and Dantavakra. So that's in the Satya Yuga, the Treta Yuga, and the Dwapara Yuga. So this is so here in this case, what we have to understand here is that again Krishna is giving so the first thing that Krishna mentioned here was Shankar among the Rudras. Then he said he is the Kubera among the guardians of the wealth, and then Vasuna Pavakas Chasmi. Among the Vasus, just like there is Adityas, there are Vasus. So the Vasus are again the different types of so Marutas. So basically what we have to understand here is that we have got all these elements, right? You've got the fire element, the water element, the air element. So the Maruts was the air element. Marichi is a prominent Maru. In the similar way, Agni is the prominent Vasu. That is what is Pavaka. Pavaka is Agni. So that is what Krishna says. So he is Agni among the Vasus. Meru Shikarinam Aham. So among the mountains, the Mount Meru. So what we said about the Mount Meru was what that was used for that this Samudra Manthan as well. So that's again that Mount Meru is supposed to be having all kinds of aushadhis and everything else. So that's why Krishna is compared as being the Meru among the mountains. Next we go to the verse 24, which is Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam
Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam
Vidhi partha brahaspatim
Vidhi partha brahaspatim
Senaninam aham skandah
Senaninam aham skandah
Sarasam asmi sagarah.
Sarasam asmi sagarah.
So what about Purodhasam?
Purodhasam
Of all priests.
Of
of all priests,
Cha
Cha
also. Mukhyam,
Mukhyam,
the chief.
the chief,
Mam,
Mam,
me,
me,
Vidhi,
Vidhi,
understand.
understand,
Partha,
Partha,
O son of Pritha.
O son of Pritha.
Brahaspatim,
Brahaspatim,
Brahaspathi.
Brahaspatim,
Senaninam,
Senaninam
of all commanders.
of all commanders,
Aham,
Aham,
I am.
I am,
Skanda,
Skandah,
Kartikeya.
Kartikeya,
Sarasam,
Sarasam,
of all reservoirs of water.
of
Of
all
all reservoirs of water.
Asmi,
Asmi,
I am.
I am,
Sagara,
Sagara.
the ocean.
the ocean,
Translation. Of priests,
of
priests,
O Arjuna,
O Arjuna.
know me
know me,
Me
to be the chief.
to be the chief.
Brahaspati.
Brahaspati.
Of generals,
Of generals.
I am Kartikeya.
I am Kartikeya,
And of bodies of water,
and
Of bodies of water.
I am the ocean.
And the ocean.
Okay, so we have discussed 21, 22, 23, and this is the 24th. Again, here, how many are there? There is Brahaspati, there is Skanda, and then there is Sagar. So, there are three different categories that Krishna says, and in that category, who he is. So, the first category in this particular verse 24, Krishna is talking about among the Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vidhi partha brahaspati. Purodhasam is of all the priests. So, Brahaspati is considered the priest of all the demigods. Like, for example, Indra. If Indra has to do some ceremony, Brahaspati, and Brahaspati is actually called the Deva Guru as well. So he is actually the spiritual master of all the devas, including Indra. So that's why Krishna is talking here that among all the priests, because Brahaspati is the prominent, because he is the guru of all the devas and the Devraj, Indra. So Krishna is saying he is Brahaspati. Senaninam aham skanda. So among the commander-in-chief, so the commander-in-chief of the Devaloka is Kartikeya, the son of Shankar and Parvati, Shiva and Parvati. So if you look at all the commanders-in-chief across everyone, Skanda, Kartikeya is the most prominent because he is the commander-in-chief of the demigods. So Krishna is saying, I am Skanda, I am Kartikeya among all the commander-in-chief. Senanina Maham Skanda, Sarasam Asmi Sagara. So Sarasam is of all the bodies of water, I am ocean. So you can understand, right? So you got the pond, lake, the river, tributaries, all those things. But finally, all the rivers, the water, Akasham Patitam Toyam Sagaram Pratigachati Sarvadeva Namaskaram Keshavam Pratigachati. There is a very beautiful verse in the scriptures. It says that just like the water that falls from the sky, finally the destination is going to the ocean. Similarly, any kind of Sarva Deva Namaskara, any kind of obeisances that one is offering to their Ishta Devata, Keshavam Pratigachati, finally goes to Keshava, Krishna. So this of course, this can be controversial because what happens is, depending on their Ishta Devata, if someone is attached to one particular Devata, our Puranas are made in such a way that depending on whatever Purana it is, that particular aspect of the Lord is considered the supreme. So if you look at Shiva Purana, Shiva will be considered the supreme. If you look at Devi Purana, Devi will be considered the supreme. If you look at Vishnu Purana, Vishnu is considered the supreme. But one of the things that we understand here is that in the basis of the modes of material nature that we exist in this material world, there is the Tamasic Purana, there is the Rajasic Purana, and then there is the Sattvic Purana. So, for example, if someone is worshipping Kali, they would be allowed to eat the meat by offering it to Kali. Like for example, there is a lamb or something, so you offer the lamb to Kali and then you have the lamb. But because it is based on the meat from the material realm, from the material aspect, it is actually on the tamasic mode. Of course, if someone is purely in the spiritual realm, all the material things will never matter to them. Because what they will be seeing is that everything is Krishna's. They will see Krishna everywhere. They will see the Lord everywhere. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. Tasya ham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita that one who sees me in everything and everything in me, I am never lost to such a person and such a person is never lost to me. So, mam chayo avya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So when one is that unadulterated, pure, loving devotional service, if one is engaged in that, one transcends these modes of material nature. The mode of ignorance, the mode of passion, the mode of goodness. And one transcends and one goes to the level which is pure, Shuddha Sattva, Vasudeva Shabditam. That is called Vasudeva Sattva, pure mode of goodness. But until then, the best mode that one can be to actually transcend the mode of goodness is actually mode of goodness. That means if someone is in mode of ignorance or mode of passion, they need to get to mode of goodness to actually transcend all the three modes. If you are in mode of ignorance, to transcend and go towards without any mode is very difficult, because mode of ignorance is very gross. We are very much attached to a lot of different things. So when we are not attached to the material things, then we cannot transcend the material world. If you want to transcend, so what does mode of goodness do? Mode of goodness is apuryamanam achalam pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shantim apnoti na kama kami. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita, it's kind of interesting, we are discussing about the ocean. Krishna gives an example of ocean in this particular verse. The example that Krishna gives is just like lots and lots of water come into the ocean through the rivers, through the rain, different ways, but the ocean is still within its boundary. It never crosses its boundary. Apuryamanam achalam pradesham samudram apa. Apa means water. Pravishanti yadvat. Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. In the same way, that is like a metaphor. Krishna says that lots and lots of desires come into us. Because I have got this material body, I will have desires. It is natural. That's why I have this material body. If I was purely desireless, I would not have got this material body. The fact that I have material body means I have material desires. And so, what Krishna is saying there is, just like the water comes into the ocean, fills it up, but the ocean still remains within its limits. Similarly, lots and lots of desires will come to us because of our material body. But that person is in real peace, sa shantim apnoti na kama kami. Not the person who is running after each and every desire that is coming into it. And so what unfortunately one will go into a mad space. If the amount of desires that we get in this material existence is kind of unbelievable, right? Every moment we will get one desire or another desire. And just imagine if someone is just running after each and every desire, what will be the position of such a person? It will be a very difficult position, right? But if we understand that this is something that is coming because of my previous attachment and attachment in this life, and whatever is possible by the grace of the Lord, I can fulfill it, then we'll be in peaceful situation. But if someone is just, by hook or crook, whatever desire is coming out to satisfy it, they will unfortunately be in very difficult situations, right? Yes. They will unfortunately never be in a peaceful state of mind. So that is an interesting thing that we can understand. Then the last words here, Maharshinam Bhrugur Aham.
Maharshinam Bhrugur Aham.
Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam.
Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam.
Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi.
Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi.
Stavaranam Himalayah.
Stavaranam
Himalayah.
The word by word, Maharshinam.
Maharshinam.
Among the great sages,
Among the great sages,
Bhrugu,
Bhrugu,
Aham, I am.
I am.
Giram,
Giram,
of vibrations,
of vibrations,
Asmi,
Asmi,
I am.
I am.
Ekam Aksharam,
Ekam Aksharam.
Pranav,
Pranav,
Yajnanam,
Yajnanam,
of sacrifices,
of sacrifices,
Japa Yajna,
Japa Yajna,
chanting,
chanting,
Asmi,
Asmi,
I am.
I am.
Stavaranam,
Stavaranam.
of immovable things,
Of
immovable things.
Himalaya,
Himalaya,
the Himalayan mountains.
the
Himalayan
Himalaya,
mountains.
So translation, of the great sages,
Of
of
the
the
great
great
sages.
sages,
I am Bhrigu.
I am Bhrigu,
Of vibrations,
of
Of
vibrations,
vibrations.
I am the transcendental Om.
I am the transcendental Om.
Of sacrifices,
Of sacrifices,
I am the chanting
I am
And
the
the
chanting
chanting.
of the holy names,
of
The holy names.
Japa.
Japa,
And of immovable things,
And of immovable things.
I am the Himalayas.
I am
And
the
the Himalayas.
So in the previous verse there was the priests, and in this the rishis, the great sages. So among all the great sages, Krishna is saying I am Bhrigu, because again Bhrigu, his devotion to the Lord was so much that he could actually become angry at the Lord, and the Lord would still be not, be disturbed by it. That is one of the things about Bhrigu. So this is the thing, when one is, as I was saying, initially when we are trying to understand the Lord, we understand His greatness. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everything is coming from Him. But later, when this is like you can take the example of, say, someone is a president or a prime minister. If the president is with the citizens, or the prime minister is with the citizens, he will have that official role as a prime minister or a president, and he will behave with the citizens in that official way. But when they are at home and when they are with their family, it is the same person, the same president, same prime minister, but they will be very informal, right? They will have that very intimate relationship. So this is what Bhrigu had with the Lord. He had got that intimate relationship with Krishna. So that's why it is said here. And this is what is the different rasas that we have. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. The 5 rasas that are there. Shanta is a neutral kind of rasa where it is like someone meditating on the Lord, very peaceful condition of existence. Then you got the Dasya. Dasya is when one is in a servitude mode. Like for example, Sri Hanumanji. Hanumanji was always in that Dasya mode for Sri Ram. So whatever Sri Ram wanted, Sri Ram did not even have to say it. Hanuman understood Sri Ram's mind. And without even saying, Hanuman was doing it. So that is the connection of Dasya Rasa. Then you have got the Sakhya. Sakhya Rasa is where the relationship becomes more intimate. For example, Krishna is playing with his friends, his coward friends, and they play a game where they fight with each other. and the loser has to take the winner on their shoulder. so basically they're fighting with each other. Krishna is taking his friend on his shoulder. They are doing so much fun, they're having lots of fun. So it's so much intimate that there is no, of course, the thing about all these rasas is that everyone has got their own unique rasa towards Krishna. Their own, exactly like, and it's not that one rasa would be better than another rasa, because for that particular person, that rasa is the topmost rasa. For example, Hanumanji, the Dasya rasa is the topmost for Hanumanji. He doesn't want any other rasa. So that way, so you got Sakhya, and then you got the Vatsalya. Vatsalya becomes even more closer, like Devaki and Vasudeva, or Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. So you're always thinking about the child. What is he safe? Is he safe? And one of the things about Krishna's pastimes is that every time he's challenged, right? Every time there is some demon or the other that Kamsa is sending. So just imagine the situation of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Constantly they are worrying about Krishna. Because they are not thinking that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yoga Maya controls it. The Yoga Maya covers that, and Yoga Maya says that this is your child, this is not the Supreme Person. So all that intimate relationship, and Madhurya Rasa is where the Srimati Radharani has got that wonderful rasa. So here, why did we come to here? Because Bhrigu, we are talking about Bhrigu. Bhrigu had that very intimate relationship with Krishna. Then Giram Asmi. Okay, so Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam. So Giram, what does Giram mean? Of the vibrations. So of the vibrations, I am that Ekam Aksharam, Krishna says. That Ekam Aksharam is Om, the Pranava mantra. There is another verse in Bhagavad-Gita where Krishna says, Om iti ekaksharam mantram vyahran mam anusmaran yah prayati tyajan devan yati nasti atra samshaya. So if someone says Om and remembers me at the time of death, one who leaves the body does not get another material body. So this is the power of the Omkara mantra, Om. So that's why Krishna says, among all the vibrations, I am Om. Then Yajnanam Japa Yajyosmi. Sacrifice, right? So there are different types of fire sacrifice that are done. In the olden ages, the fire sacrifices was done, different yajnas were done, but in this Kali Yuga, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gati Ranyatha. It is mentioned in the scriptures that in this age of Kali, name of Hari, name of Hari, name of Hari is the only way of deliverance. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. It is mentioned here. So, Yajne Sankirtane Praya Yajati Subedasa. It is one of the verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is mentioned about Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. And what is mentioned is Krishna Varnam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the category of Krishna, and he describes Krishna. So he is always constantly chanting Hare Krishna and constantly talking about Krishna. So Krishna Varnam, Tvisha Akrishna. His complexion is golden. Gauranga it is called. So his complexion is not black. Krishna also means black. Krishna Varnam, Tvisha Krishnam, Sangopangastra Parshatam. Along with him, he has got his associates who are coming, and he has got his weapon. What is the weapon? Yajna Sankirtane Praya. That is the Sankirtana Yajna, the chanting of the, maybe you can say it 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this Sankirtana, this is what is Sankirtana. So Japa, so you've got a Japa and you've got a Kirtana and you've got a Sankirtana. 3 different. Japa is, you're just chanting the Hare Krishna mantra constantly. You can chant the mind is good, but when it's verbally chanting means more senses are getting involved. So even if the mind is getting distracted, the senses will pull the mind. Or so that way everything is getting engaged, all the senses are getting engaged. So that is japa. Then you have got kirtan. Kirtan is when one is singing alone to the Lord. And then you have got sankirtan, samyak rupena kirtan, when everyone coming together and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra in the form of music. So this is what, so Krishna is saying among all the yagyas, and this is an interesting yagya. How is it like a yagya? Because yagya means you have to have fire sacrifice, right? You have to have a place where you put the wood, and then you put the ghee, and then you put the fire. But how is japa going to be like that? Because japa in this sense, what is happening is, we have got aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashrita. Krishna says, I am the Vaishvanara Agni in the digestive system. So, isn't it interesting, right? We can eat lots and lots of food, and we don't need to move anywhere. But still, after some time, everything will get digested. But even if we are not doing any activity, when we eat food, it gets digested. Why? Because there is Vaishvanara Agni, Krishna says. So there is this digestive fire within our stomach. And Krishna says, I am that. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhuta Praninam Deham Ashrita. Prana Pana Samayuktam Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. I actually help in the digesting of the food. That is the Lord. So basically, how is this yajna then? Like there is a Jathara Agni, there is this fire, which is our body. There is a fire, and then the tongue is like it is. In a sense, you can say it's like a ghee that is coming. And then the chanting is like when the fire and the ghee is coming, the sound is coming out, right? So it's kind of amazing that way if we can use a metaphor, So this is the best. Kale dosha nidhe rajan hiasti eko mahatgunan kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param braje. So we'll just understand this particular verse and then we'll complete this session. What that particular verse mentions is, Shukadeva Goswami says to Parikshit Maharaj that this age of Kali, there is lots and lots of dosha. Dosha means lots and lots of difficulties. Some difficulties or the other will come in this age. Kale dosha nidhe rajan. But there is one great guna in this age. Shukadeva Goswami says there is a great boon in this age. Hiasti eko mahatgunan. What? Kirtana deva krishnasya. If we can do Krishna Kirtan, Mukta Sangha, we become free from all kinds of attachment, Param Braje, and we reach the transcendental realm. We reach a situation which transcends all kinds of material existence. So that is the wonderful nature, and that's why this Yajnanam Japa Yajyosmi is really wonderful. So thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. If there's any comments or questions, we can discuss. Otherwise, we can chant the
Very good
Narasimha
session.
mantra.
Very good session.
Thank you very much. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Radha Daini Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Shilakanthanathalaye Shilakanthanathalaye Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Narasimham Sharanam Prapati Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Yato Yato Yam Sato Narasimho Yato Yato Yam Sato Narasimho Bhare Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho Bhare Narasimho Narasimhamadin Sharanam Prapade Narasimhamadin Sharanam Prapade Tavatara Kamalavari Natha Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Vrinda केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव कर कमलवरे
अद्भुत सुंदर दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनु केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि
जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय
जय।
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
जय
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी की नाम नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशिकारिणी सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु कृष्णे मतिरस्तु हरे कृष्ण